The local stories you care about.
WLBB, Carrollton, News Talk 1330, FM 106.3.
Good Thursday morning. Welcome to the WLBB Community Voice program here on News Talk 1330 FM 106.3. And this morning we are streaming live on the News Talk 1330 WLBB Facebook page. Appreciate those of you watching us this morning. A special program this morning. I'm excited to present our friend Jamie Saylor. I'll introduce you to him here in just a little bit. He is hosting an event, put together an event called All for Paul. It's coming up this Saturday, August the 27th. It will be at the Shed at Westover Farms. It's a cornhole tournament, live music, food and beverage, and, of course, they will follow all social distancing guidelines in place at this time. Jamie's a native Bremen boy, and he's put together this nonprofit in tribute to his brother. And I guess first when I say Jamie Saylor, not to be confused with Jamison Saylors, who will be part of the next administration of the Haralson County Sheriff's Office. But funny enough, they're both from Haralson County. Again, Jamie Saylor. His brother, Army Sergeant Paul Saylor, he passed away August the 15th, 2005, 15 years ago, just this month. He was serving during Operation Iraqi Freedom, 21 years old. He was assigned to the 1st Battalion, 108th Armor Regiment, Georgia Army National Guard. His Humvee accidentally rolled over into a canal in, I'm not going to try and pronounce the name, but it was Iraq. Mohammadiyah.
Yes, sir.
And Sergeant Thomas J. Strickland and Specialist Joshua P. Dingler also passing away in that accident. I want to read an article here from the Associated Press when that was put out, because there's some cool things in here about your brother.
Read away, buddy. I'm impressed with your skills.
This is from the Associated Press, and this was put out after he passed away in 2005. Paul Saylor made quite an impression in a 7th grade production of Arsenic and Old Lace. Saylor played Mortimer Brewster, the part played by Cary Grant in the 1944 movie. He wasn't as good as Cary Grant, but he still had a little bit of that air about him, said Jan Kane, who was Saylor's former teacher. He was more handsome than Cary Grant, too. Saylor, 21, again, it talks about his passing. He was a 2002 high school graduate of Bremen High School, attended North Georgia College and State University, a military college, was a starter on the Bremen High School football team, acted in school plays, was voted best personality in his senior class. He'll be missed by all that knew him. He was friendly, good-hearted, very dedicated, hardworking. His smile would light up a room, said Bremen City Schools Superintendent Stanley McCain. Again, this is 2005. He is survived by his parents, Jamie and Patty, and, of course, his brother, Jamie.
That's me.
That's you. And Jamie, again, heading up this nonprofit, which is hosting an event coming up on Saturday. And
yes,
the event, you're hoping to raise money for a scholarship for a Bremen City School student, correct?
So basically for the past, I think 13 or 14 years, we've been giving a scholarship to a student from Bremen, that exhibits kind of the characteristics my brother had: hardworking, kindness, compassion. And this event is to raise money for that. But here recently, we've also we're waiting on the paperwork to finish. But we're going to turn All for Paul into a nonprofit, and we're going to start. We're going to find a way to also do like a community outreach in the West Georgia area of some sort. Because my brother, he would do things like that when he was in high school. He just took it upon himself. He organized shoe boxes full of essentials and would take them to nursing homes for Christmas. He was wild, man. He enjoyed. He had the looks, and I got the face for radio. Let's put it like that.
We don't like to hear that. I think we're done hearing that comment. All right, Jamie Saylor, our guest on this morning's Community Voice program. Your brother was 21 15 years ago. Does that make his younger brother?
Yeah, yes, sir. I had him by 3 years.
Well, talk about growing up in Bremen during that time. I mean, you played high school football, went on to play football for Kentucky University.
That's the community of Bremen has been, to say the least, has been instrumental in making sure that my brother's been remembered, and my family, we all appreciate that very much. They've the scoreboard at the football field. That's also not just in my brother's memory, but if you have a veteran in your family and would like them put on that, there's I think over 100 now on the scoreboard. If you haven't been by the football field, you need to check that out.
They did that just last year, right?
It's been a few years now.
Yeah,
we did I did a concert at the Fine Arts Center in Bremen to to help raise money for that, and then the post office in Bremen. But more so than just naming different things after my brother, it's the way that people in Bremen keep my brother's memory alive. Just by like this event, all his classmates, they just by talking about him, really. And I think that's as I've gotten a little older, I think that's what I love about it the most is when you just want to keep their memory alive. You just want them to be remembered. And I've started writing songs with veterans and stuff, and I feel like all of them they feel the same way, like they just want to be remembered for something good, and my brother is, and that's what it's all about to me.
And I guess for some people that may be the first idea they got that you're a performer. I guess people on Facebook right now may look at the guitar, and a lot of people do know you. People in Bremen, Haralson County, I'm sure a lot of people do that you are a performer. Living in Nashville currently this summer. We'll talk about performing in Nashville a little bit and how COVID's affected that, unfortunately.
It's
this past week. But Haralson County, West Georgia as a whole, always proud of their veterans, their soldiers, and good at remembering those who passed away.
And I'd like to, if I can, the Right Way Barbecue in Bremen every year donates barbecue for the event. Like to say thank you to David, and then the event's held at the Shed at Westover Farms, which is 920 Old Bush Mill Road. And Billy and Virginia Pollard, who are old friends of mine, they go out of their way every year to make sure that this goes great. And I want to say thank you to both of those businesses, and then also Osier Apparel in Carrollton. He's made some custom koozies for the event this year, so I want to give a shout out to Will too. But it's pretty cool how different businesses and stuff come together to support something like this, and I know my family's very grateful. So
I don't know if I can show this to one of the cameras, but the koozies, Osier Apparel producing those. A great man doesn't have to talk. His legacy is left by the way he walked. Sergeant Paul Saylor, 1984 to 2005, and it says all for Paul on the other side. One of the post offices out in Haralson County also.
Yep.
Did Bill Heath put that together? Was it Tom Graves? Do you remember who started that up?
Honestly, I got no idea, but whoever did, thank you.
Where is that post office?
It's right off of Main Street in Bremen.
In case people didn't know when they see that name on there, Sergeant Paul Saylor. The event, I want to remind you, is coming up Saturday, August 29th at 7 p.m. It's called All for Paul, part of the soon-to-be nonprofit. And a cornhole tournament, some live music, food and beverage, and of course we'll follow all social distancing guidelines in place.
Absolutely. We got masks, we got hand sanitizer. Cornhole's a pretty good, we'll call it a sport these days because we need sports in our life, but pretty good sport for social distancing.
You can put on those little thin plastic gloves too while you're playing.
Yeah.
Because you do swap those bags off a little bit. Talk about some of the talent that'll be out there, the musical artists.
Well, I got two of my good friends, Kelly Pollard and Trey Walker. They play every year, and we have a blast. And then also we got Megan Daniel, who was on The Voice. I think she finished in the top 10. A young lady. She's from, I don't want to misquote, but I think Douglasville, Georgia.
At least Douglas County, right?
Yeah,
she's on the
that area, and she's donating her time to come out. So anybody that's listening or on social media, y'all make sure to follow everything she does, because I think she's got a really bright future ahead of her. So, and we're excited to have her. I listened to her. I think she sang a Leonard Skinner song or something and nailed it. So she's gonna bring the house down.
Good deal. Time right now is 8:39. We're going to go ahead and take our first break. We'll talk more with Jamie Saylor about the event All for Paul coming up this Saturday. We'll see if we can get Jamie to perform. I don't know why he brought the guitar here. Maybe we'll get him to play a song for us.
Keeps me from looking fat.
We'll come back with about 20 minutes left in our program. Community Voice brought to you by Tanner Health System, Oak Mountain Academy, here on News Talk 1330, FM 106.3.
At Oak Mountain Academy, our academic excellence shines through innovation and a personalized educational experience. Our pre-K 3 through 12th grade environment offers a family-oriented atmosphere. We are an independent school with faith-based values and an Academy Honor Code. Our academic standards prepare our students for college and beyond. I'm Patrick Duran, headmaster, inviting you to visit us on the mountain or at oakmountain.us. Come see how our warriors are creating legacies.
For more than 70 years, you have turned to Tanner Health System for your healthcare needs. As our community moves forward, Tanner is here for you. Strong, safe, and close to home. Routine medical appointments, urgent elective surgeries, and imaging are back on the calendar at our hospitals and Tanner Medical Group practices. With the safety of our patients, staff, and community always our top priority. Learn more at tanner.org. Hashtag We Are Tanner Strong. That's tanner.org. Hashtag We Are Tanner Strong.
8:40. Welcome back to the WLBB Community Voice program here on News Talk 1330 FM 106.3. Just about 19 minutes left in our program this morning. My guest is Jamie Saylor, again, not to be confused with Jamison Saylors, both of them out of Haralson County. That's funny. I do remember seeing you advertisements for you to perform here locally 5-6 years ago, and I was thinking, Jamison, because he was a police officer with Carrollton City at that point before he went over to, I believe, Hiram. And,
you don't want me running the law.
And we probably don't want Jamison Saylor singing either, so that worked out for everybody. The event we're promoting is called All for Paul. It'll be Saturday, August the 29th, 7 o'clock at the Shed at Westover Farms. They'll have a cornhole tournament, live music, food and beverage. It's a fundraiser for the soon-to-be nonprofit All for Paul. It goes towards a scholarship, college scholarship for Bremen High School.
Yep, every year, we give one away every year. We're hoping in the, don't quote me, it might be a few years, but we got to get the money raised to a certain point. We're going to start giving it to more than one student.
Good deal. What are the qualifications for that student?
Well, basically, I think every year the graduating seniors, they write an essay, to apply for certain scholarships and stuff. And honestly, my mother, she really combs through them with a fine-tooth comb. She talks to teachers at the school. It's someone who's got a kind heart, a great work ethic, who helps others. Who's my brother, obviously he talked about his acting and stuff. He just had one of those personalities where he'd light up a room, and we try to get someone like that. But I promise you, my family, we take it very serious as to who wins it, and
who representing your family, representing Paul. And
we this past year, Trent Reinhardt was the young man who got it, and now he's I want to say congratulations to him. He just I think he's at Young Harris College. He made the baseball team there, so
good deal.
Yeah, we're excited about that. But if the qualifications are basically, my mother picks through them through a fine-tooth comb, talks to teachers. She actually talks to people in the community, and that's how we decide. So I like to cut up a lot, but we take that pretty serious.
Yeah. Well, Jamie Saylor, obviously, I'm sure a lot of people do know he's a performer. And if you're watching us on Facebook Live, you can see he has a guitar there. If you are watching on Facebook Live, if you have a question or comment for me to share with Jamie this morning, be sure and post it up there, and I'll take a look at that in just a second. But most recently, you headed out to Nashville. How long have you been in Nashville?
10 years. Well, close to 11 years now. I've been out there. I went to when I first went out there, I lived in Murfreesboro. Went to school at MTSU for music business, and that's kind of how I got into it. I basically just took songwriting classes the whole time, and then from there, I've had some small cuts, a few songs in some movies, and just. Now I'm just at the point. I'm just having a good time. Man.
You are living the life, man. I'm picturing you're married, obviously, and you I picture just being a vagabond, sleeping on couches.
Yeah, I don't know if my wife would agree with you. I love you, babe.
All right, we're gonna give you a sample of Jamie's music here right now. Again, singer-songwriter. Do you have a personal music page on Facebook or Spotify?
Yeah, yeah. So pretty much you get on the internet and type my name in. Scroll past the mug shots. No, it's Jamie Saylor. Last name's Saylor. Jamie Saylor Music is my Instagram handle. Jamie Saylor Music on Facebook. JamieSaylorMusic.com is my website. I try to keep it pretty uniform.
All right. What are you going to play for us this morning?
I'll play a song called Old Mule.
Good deal.
We'll see how she goes here. All I got's 2 acres and a plow. All I got's 2 acres and a plow. Work the sun up, to sundown. All I got's 2 acres and a plow. Ain't no pot-bellied pig gonna take it away. No pot-bellied pig gonna take it away. I fry my bacon the honest way. No pot-bellied pig gonna take it away. I'm just an old mule, but I ain't no fool. I still got a little kick left in me. I'm just an old mule, playing it cool. I'll be biting at the bed till I'm set free. Well, I had me a fillies to treat me right. I had me a fillies to treat me right. Gave me sweet loving every night. I had me a fillies to treat me right. I caught her with a stallion out in the barn. Caught her with a stallion out in the barn. Shot him dead, let her run. Caught her with a stallion out in the barn. Just an old mule, but I ain't no fool. I still got a little kick left in me. I'm just an old mule, playing it cool. I'll be biting at the bed till I'm set free. Well, now the hellhound is on my trail. I ain't going to jail, I done loaded my gun. I'm just an old mule, but I ain't no fool. I still got a little kick left in me. I'm just an old mule, but I ain't no fool. I'll be biting at the bed till I'm set free. All I got's 2 acres and a plow. All I got's 2 acres and a plow. Front porch rockin' till the law come round. All I got's 2 acres and a plow.
All right, we need some more applause sound effects there, Matt. All right, 8:47. Jamie Saylor, our guest on this morning's Community Voice program. One of his songs, and it's reminiscent. I mean, it sounds like a 1930s Southern song when they went out with the Smithsonian Institution looking for old music players that weren't on the radio.
That's
at that
exactly
point.
what we was going for.
Yeah, and the language as well. I mean, it's the references to Philly and Old Mule.
I got that. I had a buddy of mine want me to play that one today, but I lived in a barn for about 6 years in White House, Tennessee, and it was basically a holding farm for horses. You know, people coming from like Kentucky or wherever, they leave their horses while they were finding a place in Nashville, and that's where I lived. And there was, for some reason, somebody brought a mule out there one time, and I woke up, and it was just all the horses are over here running around together, and it's just sitting there by itself. I was like, I feel for you, buddy.
And that mule has no idea the motivation for a song that go down in infamy. But you, what are some other motivations for your music? What else do you write about? How many songs have you written even?
I'd say, honestly, between 700 to 1,000. I don't, it's kind of funny, like a lot of people, you know, when you go to Nashville, most of the time when you're writing, you're writing with somebody else. So like you're co-writing, and then if you have a publishing deal, if there's 2 people in the room, technically that only counts as that you've written a half a song, because you know they divide it up into like 100% pie. So, but I'm one of those people. I used to write all the time, you know, and sometimes it can be forced, and so I've gotten a little older, and I'm just kind of, you know, letting it come to me. I probably right now I'm at, you know, maybe 1 song a week. I think is
still amazing.
Yeah, it's and it is kind of funny, like you said, where you find inspiration for songs and stuff. You know, for me, for better or worse, a lot of it just comes from my life. You know, I've music for me is a way to vent some aggression, and you know, it really helped me deal with my brother's death. To be honest, and it's like, you know, because I'd say even 5 years ago, there's no way I could do this interview. You know what I mean? Like I can act, and I would highly encourage people out there that if it's crazy times right now. So if you are feeling a little frustrated, find a creative way to vent your anger. A positive way, and it helps. Like we were talking, I write with a lot of veterans, and I've been going out to Zach Brown's place in Fayetteville, Camp Southern Ground, and that's helped me a lot too. Just getting the opportunity to hang out with those guys and write a song with them. Growing up, my whole life was all about sports. Baseball, football, basketball, and that was my creativity. And then once that was over with, especially after my brother died, I thank God for this guitar. You know what I mean?
Were you already playing music before then?
No.
So you sought that out. I mean,
yes. My parents had got me a little guitar when I was probably like 16. My brother took it, and so and then I was actually quick funny story. I was coaching football at a junior college in Kansas, and this is right after my brother had passed, and I was like, man, back then you had Napster and everything, and which I did not do.
Of course, nobody used it.
Yeah, exactly. Not one. But I was listening on my computer to music, and I start singing along. And it's in the summer, so a lot of the students are gone. But I was actually living at the dorm, and we had a woman who was the head custodian, and I come out of the dorm room to use the restroom, and she said, Coach Saylor's. She said, who was that in there singing? I said, that was me. And she goes, well, thank God you're a coach.
That sounds like it needs to be a song, too. Jamie Saylor, our guest on this morning's Community Voice program. He's put together an event, annual event, which honors his brother, Paul Saylor. All for Paul, it's called. Saturday, August 29th, 7 p.m. It'll be at the Shed at Westover Farms. Cornhole tournament, live music, food and beverage, and, of course, they will follow all social distancing or distancing guidelines.
Yeah, I accidentally, for those, I misspelled distancing on the, I did that on purpose to show that we need to make sure to make room for everybody. I just forgot to put the S in there.
They'll be in place at the time. Again, that event is coming up this weekend, this Saturday, August the 29th. And you can visit his, is there a website or the Facebook page?
Yes, I'm trying to, if possible, if you got, I haven't really got a Facebook page going yet, but I've got the Instagram handle. It's the All for Paul Foundation. Okay. And the website, when it comes up, it'll also be allforpaulfoundation.com. I think I've got the, whatever you call it, the website name, just got to work on
put it together, the actual website. Again, Jamie Saylor, our guest on this morning's Community Voice program. We are on the News Talk 1330 Facebook live stream this morning, so if you're listening to us on the radio and maybe have access to your phone or a computer at home, I encourage you to check that out, and all this will be available on the Facebook page later on after this program's over as well, and audio on the newstalk1330.com website. We're going to take our final break right now, come back and wrap up this program, have about 5 minutes with Jamie Saylor on the Community Voice, brought to you by Tanner Health System and Oak Mountain Academy.
For more than 70 years, you have turned to Tanner Health System for your healthcare needs. As our community moves forward, Tanner is here for you. Strong, safe, and close to home. Routine medical appointments, urgent elective surgeries, and imaging are back on the calendar at our hospitals and Tanner Medical Group practices. With the safety of our patients, staff, and community always our top priority. Learn more at tanner.org. #WeAreTannerStrong. That's tanner.org. #WeAreTannerStrong.
A well-rounded education includes much more than just academics. At Oak Mountain Academy, we encourage our students to find their niche in any of our 42 co-curricular opportunities. Over the past 5 years, we have brought home 5 state and 20 regional athletic titles. Our one-act play and literary teams continuously compete at the region and state level, and our academic teams bring home first place more than not. We are warriors creating legacies. To learn more, visit oakmountain.us.
And welcome back to the WLBB Community Voice program here on News Talk 1330 FM 106.3, streaming live online at newstalk1330.com. And this morning you can see us on the Facebook Live, News Talk 1330 WLBB. I'm Colin Worthington. Our guest is Jamie Saylor. And as you check out some comments here on our News Talk 1330 Facebook page, we have Steve Saylor's not to be confused with Saylor. And he says this one would be perfect for the show Yellowstone. Fits their style perfectly. He's talking about the song he performed for us in the second segment there.
Have their people call my people.
That's right. Well, we do have about 5 minutes. We want to make sure we do promote the event again. And as far as your nonprofit, soon-to-be nonprofit, is it a way for other people maybe who have dealt with loss, a family member? Is it a way for them to come together? Do you help out with that as well?
Yes, actually. So, and I kind of, I've kind of coattailed off of. There's a, my experience is going to Camp Southern Ground, and then also there's an organization called Creative Vets where they pair a Nashville songwriter up with veterans, same kind of thing, but they do it in Nashville at like the. Sometimes you'll get right backstage at the Opry, or they'll pick a cool location and they'll bring them in. And again, it's slow and steady. I've learned with nonprofits, they say you don't want to go, keep it small at first, but I want to do the same thing for Gold Star families. So, and for those of you that don't know, a Gold Star family member is anyone who. So it could be the husband or wife, mother, father, brother, sister, or the son or daughter of someone who's died in war. And I'm going to start trying to reach out to some. I've had a couple reach out to me and help them write a song as well about their loved one.
I hope I'm not being unfair to you here with this question. We have 2 minutes left to go.
Okay.
But we go back to 2005, August the 15th. What were you doing? How'd you find out?
I was in Kansas coaching football. Had a coaches meeting and had about 17 missed phone calls, and then then the rest is what it is. But I'm that's what I was doing at that time. But like I said, dealing with something like this. I'm grateful that I've got music to help me move. I'm rambling now, but yes, that's what I was. That's what I was doing, and then I'd like to say. I don't know if my old man's listening. That he worked for the city of Villa Rica, and then my mom's a teacher at Providence Elementary, and then my wife is in Crossville, Tennessee right now, probably laying in bed listening on the internet. Hopefully.
And if they've missed it, they have a chance to go back and watch it and listen to it later
Facebook
on
Live.
this morning. Yeah, as we do wrap up our program again, the event is All for Paul, Saturday, August 29th, 7 o'clock p.m. at the
6. Okay, again on the flyer, we're going to start cornhole at 6 o'clock. I've cornhole at 6, music after, food and beverage, and just remember my Instagram posts get a little wanky.
6 o'clock at the Shed at Westover Farms. That's Saturday. Cornhole tournament, live music. You talked about the performers earlier. Food and beverage, and again, they will follow all social distancing guidelines that are in place at this time. And people can just show up, right?
Yeah, just come on out. Again, it's at the Shed at Westover Farms, 920 Old Bushmill Road. The cornhole tournament. If you got money to donate, that's good. If you don't, that's fine too. It's more about remembering my brother and having a little fellowship. But we're trying to do $20 per person. The winning team will get $100, and 100% of all the money that gets donated at this event goes directly into the scholarship fund.
Very cool. Jamie, thank you for coming out this morning.
I appreciate it, man.
And thanks for performing
anytime.
for us. That was great. Yeah, next time you are back in town, I hope you come back and perform for us a little bit.
Anytime. I appreciate you always having me on, man.
Absolutely. Thank you for listening to this morning's WLBB Community Voice program here on News Talk 1330 FM 106.3. Again, the entire show will be up on our website in just a little bit, newstalk1330.com, in the archive section, podcasts, and you can listen to the whole thing. Have a great Thursday, everybody.